back to my channel. I am going to be putting away a lot of photo cards today, so this is gonna be fun. I have a lot. There's actually not as much as it may seem in a sense because these two stacks have a lot of the twice pre-order benefits for Formula of Love. So behind this, these are the only photo cards I have for my other group's binder. And then for Monsta X, I only have this amount. Everything else that I put there was just the twice pre-order benefits because there were 4 versions this time around, so that was a lot of photo cards just there by themselves. So yeah, I didn't put them with twice because it wouldn't fit and this would be overflowing. But anyway, I think I'm going to do like I typically do and film this in 2 parts. So the first part's going to be these 3 sections, twice Monsta X and all other groups. And then I'll film another video to put away all my 17 photo cards because there is a lot for OT13. So yes, there's a lot to go through and I'm so excited to finally be putting these away because I feel like it's been a couple of months. I think it's been like 2 or 3 months. Probably not as long for you guys because I filmed the last sorting photo cards video and then didn't post it for a couple weeks, but yeah, it's been a hot second. There's some stuff here that I've had for a while now, including these Sana photo cards. So yes, super excited to finally be putting these away. And yeah, I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. Yesterday there was a work event and it was so loud the whole night that I feel like I was yelling the whole night, and this is the first time I've spoken today because I've just been resting the whole day and I've just now realized how bad my voice sounds, so sorry about that. But anyway, I'm super excited to put these away, and yeah, let's jump right into it. All right, we are going to start with this binder, which I don't think I've shown this binder on screen yet, but it is one of my 3 large inclusions binders. I don't show these on camera because I don't typically put anything, I don't like putting away larger inclusions on camera. I usually just put them away the moment I receive them because I don't really have a nice place to store them without them getting damaged, and I focus a lot more on photo cards over larger inclusions, so I never really show these. So anyway, I do have all of my twice pre-order benefit sets in here. So I've already put in 4 sheets for Formula of Love. So let's speed through this because they are a lot. Okay, so these are the 4 pre-order benefit sets for Formula of Love, and that is it for this binder. Next we have my other boy groups and girl groups binder, and I cannot express how excited I am to be putting away these photo cards. I still cannot believe that I have these two photo cards. Somebody reached out to me to trade for either of them, and I just went ahead and asked them if they would sell me the other one. And they said yes, and oh my gosh. I seriously never thought I would ever get my hands on these photo cards because, I mean, I don't really know that there's much of a Bold 4 community, particularly for trading photo cards. Some of their albums don't have photo cards, some of their albums do, and yeah, I just never thought I would be able to get my hands on this because I haven't even seen people selling them. So I'm in shock. Oh my god, this is so beautiful. I love Bold 4 so much, and oh my gosh, I cannot express how excited this makes me. Hopefully I'm able to find this photo card at some point in my life because I would love to have it. I'm not going to collect all of her photo cards for Filmlit. I'm just collecting, this is the one that I pulled in the album, and then I'm just going to collect one out of the remaining three, which is the one that I like the most, and it's her wearing the suit. So hopefully I'll be able to find that either for a trade or sale or whatever. I need it in my life. Okay, moving on. I have a new page here. Excuse me, I have a new page here. I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but I downsized a lot of my albums, and they're actually currently sitting in the front corner of my room, and I'm hoping to be able to sell them. It's been slow, but I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to sell albums, so if anybody's interested, they're on my Instagram account. I have a bunch of albums, bunch of groups. A lot of the albums come with all the original inclusions. There are some NCT albums, ITZY Fever Part 1 and 2 come with all the photo cards and the K-Time For You pre-order benefit. There's a lot, and so I did downsize and decided to just keep some of the photo cards that I just couldn't part ways with. That's why Bomi is here and Aisha's here. So I kept this one because, oh my god, it's so gorgeous. It's holographic, and it was the only Aisha card I had. And then I kept Bomi because also the only Bomi photo card I had, and she is my bias, and this is so beautiful. So I kept these two, and so I decided to just start putting my new collection around it. So I do want to start collecting Stacy in 2022, and I saw somebody selling the Statum album with Sumin's photo cards. This is the album photo card, and this is her Make Star, which is holographic. So I snatched it up because I've fallen in love with Stacy and I want to start to collect them. And so I want to buy all their albums, and I mean, I probably won't get So Bad because I don't even know if that's the name of the first album, but I'm not a fan of that song. I know I'm probably the only person to ever say that, but I'm just not the biggest fan of it. So I'm just going to collect from Statum on, and I joined a group order for Stereotype, and I did choose to get the full album. I joined an Apple Music, I think it's round 3 group order for it. So that one's, I think it's either currently on the way to the group order manager, or they've received it and are working through sorting stuff. So yes, I did get that album. I don't know which version they're going to send me, so whenever I receive that, I'll probably end up purchasing the other version of it. But yeah, I started to put Stacy here. They'll eventually move into their own page, and I'll put these two somewhere else. But for now, this works out because I think it said that the Apple Music round 3 came with 2 photo cards. So I don't know, we'll see. But this is the setup I have right now. Album photo cards up here, and then the pre-order benefit / fan sign photo cards over here. And I wanted to put Make Star here because it's holographic and it goes along with Aisha perfectly. So yes, this is a new collection that I'm excited to start in the new year. I still haven't decided if I'm going to collect one specific member or if I'm just going to be trading for the photo cards I like the most and joining a few like pre-order benefit, fan sign, group orders, who knows. I haven't decided how I'm going to collect them, but I do want to. Moving forward, we have ITZY. And for Crazy in Love, finally finishing this. I have 4 photo cards. I think I traded for this one. This one I pulled in the last album that I bought, and then these 2 I traded with my sister because she had dupes. So we just helped each other out. This Leah photo card is so gorgeous. Her outfit, oh my god. A+, I absolutely adore it. And then we have Ryujin with the phone as well. So I have a nice little row of phones. And then we have Yuna, she's so cute. And my Taeryong, she's so gorgeous. I had an extra Yeji with the lollipop, so I just traded her for Jay. And that's super nice, and I actually really like the fact that I ended up with at least 1 photo card per member. And then I have 2 of my bias, so that works out perfectly. Then we're moving forward to Don't Fight the Feeling. I bought the album and I pulled Baekhyun and I traded him for one of Xiumin's photo cards. Just because as I'm downsizing and thinking about my collections and really focusing on certain groups, I've decided that there are some groups that moving forward, if I buy their album, I'll probably just trade for my bias instead of keeping album pulls like I've been doing. So if there's a particular photo card or a member that I really want to collect for that era, I will be trading rather than keeping and then purchasing. So that's what I did with Xiumin, and then who knows if I'll ever get this photo card. It's the one where he's holding the teddy bear, which is like impossible to find because everybody wants it, and I found it for the cheapest price I've been able to see it on Mercari Japan this past week, and it still wasn't an amount that I felt comfortable paying for, so who knows if I'll ever find it. Maybe I'll try to find the one where he's holding flowers for blooming days instead. Who knows? But yes, that is that. And then the last photo card I have to put away in this binder is this Jinjin photo card. Like I said, similar with Xiumin, I've decided to rethink how I'm collecting certain people, and Jinjin is one of them. I love his photo cards and I want to continue keeping some of his, but I ended up trading one of the photo cards I have. I don't have this album. So I ended up trading one of the I think it was a Rocky photo card for him because, I mean, I already have a bunch of others. So anyway, putting him here, I know it's like completely not chronological, but it works out. I don't know. 2 MJs felt like they needed to be on the same page together. And then these are All Light. And then we have, Blue Flame and All Yours. So this is another one where I had bought the full set and I decided to just keep one of each. And since there's not really a good place to put him, I just put Switch on there because it's the only one from that album. Anyway, makes sense in my head. Let's move on to the next binder. Next we have Twice, and this is another collection that I'm starting to rethink how I'm going to collect them, and when I get to that point I'll share that. But for now, on this page I have her other 2 Yes I Am Sana photo cards from her photo book. This was 100% an impulse buy, not gonna lie, but yes, I have her full set now, which is really nice because she is my bias, so it works out. Next, we are going to move forward to Fancy, which is here. And I do have Sana's photo card holding the lemon. This photo card was so hard to find a trade for. So I am so glad I was able to find a trade for it, because every time I would find a post, it was already on hold. And then this Che is literally impossible to find a trade for, and I found it on Mercari Japan for super cheap, so I just bought it, and I'm waiting for it to get to the warehouse. So yes, that is it for Fancy. And then I have 2 Feel Special photo cards. We have this Nyon, which I originally was going to get the one with the white border, but I came across this one and decided to get this one instead. And then we have Mina with a white border, which, oh my gosh, this was impossible to find, and somebody reached out for a trade, and I was like, yes, immediately, because that's another photo card, just like Chaeyoung holding the flower for Fancy You. It's super hard to find, so yes. And then we have two more and more photo cards. We have Nayeon and Chaeyoung. And then we move forward to Formula of Love. And so before I start putting things away, what I decided to do was what I did for the last comeback. I collected 2 OT9 sets, and then if there were any photo cards that I really liked, I kept them. And then I collected most of Sana's photo cards because these past 2 eras, there haven't been many per member. They went from having 11 photo cards down to having 5 or 6, which is a lot more palatable. So I have had a lot of fun collecting 2 OT9 sets for Taste of Love and Formula of Love, and I think I may want to go back to older albums and do the same. So there are some albums like Feel Special, More and More that have really disjointed concepts in the sense that you have the gold border, you have this black border, you have this red border, and then you have this different type of red border, you have a line border, you have there's just I have never been able to collect twice, like as one single member, because one, I love all the girls so much that it's so hard for me to just say I want to collect Sana only forever and not look at any of the other girls' photo cards. Two, with eras like this, even Eyes Wide Open had the concepts, like they were all non-border, but the concepts were so different that when I put them all on a 9-pocket page, they just looked so out of place and they didn't look cohesive. And that really stressed me out, and that's why I ended up letting go of my full Sana collection for Eyes Wide Open and only kept the ones that I really liked. And then another album that has that same situation is Yes or Yes. We have this red border, these 2 different types of red borders, this white border, we have this different type of white border, and then we have no borders. And so I don't know if like for these specific albums, I might go back and just trade what I have to end up with 2 OT9 sets. I still haven't decided if I'm 100% going to do that, but I might. So yes, that is just where I'm at right now with this collection, but I do have all of the Formula of Love photo cards to put away, so I have completed Formula of Love, which is so exciting because this is the first time I'm putting away photo cards for Formula of Love, and it's going to be the last time because I've completed it. So yes, let's start with this page. We have these 9 photo cards, and for Formula of Love, I did the same thing as with Taste of Love. If there were 2 very similar concepts, I ended up choosing the photo card I liked the most for each member. So I didn't necessarily collect everything from one specific concept that you can see in like a template. So for example, this Nayeon is not the one in this concept. The Nayeon for this concept is her holding a macaron. I like this one more, so I got this one instead. And then we have this gorgeous Jonghyun, which I cannot believe I have this. My sister pulled a dupe of this, and that's why I have it. I feel like I would have been able to find a trade for it, but I'm so glad I didn't have to look for one because my sister gave it to me. Oh my god. And then I pulled this Momo, which, amazing. I traded for this Sana. And then for GQ, I decided to get this one, which is from this same set, rather than the one where she's holding these hearts, because I just like this one more. And then we have Mina. Dahyun with the macaron. This Che I pulled in an album. Oh my gosh. So gorgeous. These two I pulled in extra albums that I bought, not in the albums I bought for my unboxing. And then we have this gorgeous little Chewy. So that is the first OT9 set. It is so beautiful. I love when pages are so cohesive and they all work well together. Love this so much. Then for this set, same situation. I chose which ones I wanted to collect. And so the majority are from this concept, but there are a few that are from the breakout concept. So this nylon was pretty difficult to find. Every time I would find somebody offering her up for trade, in like 2 seconds, somebody would have already reached out to the person and it would already be on hold. This Jonghyun, oh my gosh. I love it so much. I love her so much, and I'm so happy she's starting to come back slowly. I hope it's all on her own terms and that she's taking things slow and doing what's best for her, but so happy to be able to see her on stage with the rest of the girls again. This sun is so gorgeous, and I pulled her in my album as well. And then this Jihyo is from the other concept, just like Jonghyun, and I pulled her in my album, and I couldn't part ways with her. And then there's this Mina. Dahyun. This Che with the nails, oh my god, she is amazing. And last but not least, Chewy. And this worked out so perfectly because these 6 are from the same concept and these 3 are from the same concept. So that is amazing. I love that. It worked out so perfectly. And they still look like they could go together. Like, they don't look completely out of place. Last sheet is going to be scratch cards. So I'm keeping just 1 set of albums. So I'll have 4 scratch cards. And then I got 3, well, I had another Sana, and then I got 2 more. Each girl has a total of 6 photo cards, but I ended up keeping only 5 of Sana's. I could not part ways with this Jonghyun. Look how adorable she is. And then I traded for Sana's scratch card. And then these are the 3 Sana photo cards that I'm keeping. And then I have Jihyo's scratch card. Another photo card I could not part ways with. I love this Chewy photo card so much, and I just couldn't get rid of it. And last but not least, this Mina scratch card. Also, I do have my extra albums that I bought up for sale on my Instagram account, so if you're interested, go ahead and look at it. I have, I think, 6 extra photo cards, 3 of which are group cards that I pulled in the albums, and then each album will have 1 scratch card, 2 IDs, and 1 index card like they all come with. I only have 1 Target exclusive postcard left. So whoever is interested and offers first can pick what inclusions they want, who they want to be included in the album, and they can take the Target exclusive as well, which I think is Nyon. And then the other album would just have 2 photo cards, so whatever is remaining, that second album would be less expensive because it only has 2 out of the 4 photo cards. But yes, that is it for Twice. And that is it for me plugging my album sales on Instagram. Last but not least, my Monsta X binder, which I think I also mentioned this in a previous video, but I've decided that moving forward for Monsta X, I am not going to keep my pools unless it's something that I really cannot part ways with, and I'm just going to trade for Juhan. So I've also officially set up to collect all of his photo cards, and that is because I found a set on Mercari Japan that had quite a few of his older photo cards that I hadn't set up for yet, and it had some of the photo cards that I was looking for as well. And I just decided to just get it because I have never seen a full, like a decently large Juhan photo card set on Mercari Japan. Everything is always like 1 or 2 photo cards at a time, so I wanted to take advantage of that, and so I have set up for that. But I don't have any of these yet. They are secured, but they're on the way to the warehouse. I do, however, have all 4 of these photo cards to complete this page. So these are the 4 photo cards. I cannot believe that I found a trade for this photo card. This is Juhan's American Press photo card for We Are Here, and I bought 2 We Are Here albums in Barnes & Noble. So I pulled I Am in one of them, and I pulled Hyungwon in the other. And I decided to keep Hyungwon and trade I Am for Juhan, and I generally never thought that I would find a trade for this because it's one of those photo cards where it's harder to find unless you bought the album in store in America. You're not gonna, I don't think you're gonna have that photo card. Who knows? I don't know if it's like, if you buy it in an online store in the US, you would find it as well. I don't know, but I can't believe I found a trade for it. Like, somebody was actually looking for specifically the member that I had, which is amazing. But yes, Hyungwon is over here. And then I do have one follow photo card, which is this one. And then I do have Kihyun's M ID and Minhyuk's X ID, so if anybody's looking for those and has Juhan and wants to trade, please let me know. I don't know why those have been harder to find than I thought they would be. Fantasia, I think I have 3 out of the 4 here. I think I just secured the last one, or I just traded for the last one. Yes. Also for this era, I decided, for most eras, I'm not collecting the unit photo cards. I pulled this one, so I just obviously kept it because hello, rap line. But for the most part, I don't really keep the unit photo cards or try to trade for Juhan. I do have this Fatal Love one. And I do have Shonu's Fatal Love Kino, so if anybody has Juhan and wants to trade, please let me know, because I didn't realize how expensive Monsta X Kino photo cards are. Oh my gosh, like, you might as well just buy the Kino and find a photo card and get a photo card out of there to trade rather than just purchasing it for the price. Like, it's crazy. I don't think I'm ever gonna get this, to be honest, so I might just end up getting one of his other units and putting it here and calling it a day, because I finally saw the prices for that and they were expensive and I did not expect them to be that expensive. Anyway, no limit. I pulled these 3 in my albums, so I wasn't planning on collecting the unit photo cards, but I pulled 2 out of the 4, and I put up the other two for trade, and somebody immediately contacted me to trade for Juhan's unit with Kihyun. So right now I have Hyungwon and Minhyuk, and I'm looking for Juhan with Minhyuk. And so I did order the jewel case, Juhan's cover, and the limited version. They still haven't shipped, but I will be getting those. And then on this page, I'll put the units. So that one's on the way in a trade, and then I did pull these two. So I have him with Hyungwon. And a beautiful wrap line. And then I'm trash. And I really, really, really love Juhan with the clear glasses. And these two fan sign cards, I guess. Yeah, this is the first round of Soundwave, and then the with drama lucky draw. So I guess this is a lucky draw, this is a fan sign. But both of these have Juhan with the clear glasses on. And I think Starship Square might be harder to find, so I just decided to do these instead. Anyway, doesn't really matter. That is it for this binder, and that is actually it for this video. So yes, I hope you enjoyed. I am about to film the 17 version of this video, so that will probably be coming out in the next week. I really need to stop talking because my throat is starting to hurt. Oh my gosh. I had a really fun time last night, but oh my god, I didn't realize how much I had talked and screamed to be able to be heard. And now I'm suffering the consequences. Anyway, last thing I want to say is I am going to be filming end of the year / beginning of the year videos, including an updated binder tour. I'm debating if I want to film a shelf tour. I'm happy with one of my shelves. I'm not very happy with the other one, and there's still a bit more that I want to downsize, so I don't know if I'll film that one. We'll see how that goes. I might do like a collection tag, like the ones where you go through a series of questions and you pull out like your favorite photo card of your bias, or your bias wearing red, or etc. I might do that. I don't know. Give me ideas in the comment section. What do you guys want to see from my channel other than storing photo cards, videos, and unboxings? Is there anything else you guys want to see from me? Happy to switch it up and try new things in the new year. I've had a lot of fun doing this, so I want to continue. It's a nice hobby and I really enjoy it, so hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.
주원이 형 약간 이러죠. 박수! 아니, 더 세게. 박수! 박수!